All right, everyone, thank you for tuning in once again. This is Bible Talk, and today we have a special guest, and he's going to talk to you about how to bulletproof your immune system. Dr. Henry,
Hi,
thank you. You're doing great. Thank you for agreeing to talk to us. You did a very, very informative presentation a couple of weeks ago on Ebola and what we can actually do in terms of bulletproofing our immune system. I was wondering if you could give us just a few highlights or insights on what the everyday person can do and what they can find in their stores or even grow in their garden in terms of bulletproofing their immune system.
Okay, well, right now, of course, we have the flu season coming up, and we have the scare with Ebola, etc. And actually, if your immune system is functioning up to par, it's virtually impossible for you to get sick. It's the system that God has put in us. The thing is, with us not getting enough rest, us being stressed out, not eating appropriately, a lot of times most of us have immune systems that are not functioning up to the extent that they should be functioning. So one of the things that we should always look to do is to boost our immune system. Now, and on the side, most of us have at least 7 serious bouts with cancer in a lifetime. But we never know about these bouts because our immune system destroys the viruses behind the scenes.
Wow.
If our immune system fails, we end up in the hospital or whatever, or we're diagnosed with cancer.
Right.
And so the immune system is very powerful. And one of the things we want to do some of the things we want to do to boost the immune system, one thing is to get a lot of rest.
Okay.
You will know that when you're sick, many times you have a cold, a doctor will say, oh, drink water and go to bed and get a lot of rest. Or take 2 of these and call me in the morning. That's, the old
cliche.
Right, old cliche, right. But the thing is, rest is crucial.
Okay.
It allows your immune system to recuperate, to rebuild. And it's best to try and get to bed no later than 10 p.m. at night.
Okay.
Because the beneficial rest that occurs between 10 and 12 is more beneficial than all the rest that occurs after 12 until you get up in the morning.
Okay.
So one of the best things to do is to get to bed, get plenty of rest. Also dealing with stress. Stress is the #1 thing that can suppress the immune system. Okay. Be it psychological, be it overwork, physical, etc.
Okay.
Another thing is our eating.
Okay.
One of the great things that will suppress your immune system is eating processed sugar.
Right.
Processed sugar. Emotions like anger can suppress the immune system. So these are the things is to deal with those things. Don't be given to anger. Get plenty of rest. Don't eat too much processed sugar. It's best not to eat any and try to stay away from it as best as possible.
Okay.
But if you do get some here, they don't stress out over it and send yourself into a situation.
And make it worse.
Right, make it worse. And then there are other things you can do in terms of eating and of herbs. Like, for instance, I talked this morning about garlic being a natural antibiotic, if you will, helps the immune system. Things like taking oil of oregano, vitamin C. Okay. These are things, vitamin C, vitamin E. These are things that actually will boost and encourage the strength of the immune system, because you don't want to wait until you get sick or wait until there's an outbreak to start trying to rebuild an immune system. So if you start trying to rebuild an immune system now, maybe by taking vitamin C, maybe taking a little bit of oregano oil every day, and other things like eating copious amounts of garlic, eating copious amounts of fresh fruits and vegetables. These actually have antioxidants in them. They have the nutrients that will help build your immune system. Right. Because your immune system, it needs the nutrients that's necessary for it to function and to build it. Okay. So eating fresh fruits, nuts, grains, vegetables, these things help build the immune system. Eat as much organic as you possibly can, and fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay. Vitamin C daily, I would recommend. Vitamin C is one of your best friends of your immune system.
About how many milligrams would you suggest?
I would suggest at least 500 milligrams of vitamin C a day as a preventive. Okay. 500 to 1,000, but at least 500. Okay. So prophylactically. At least 500 milligrams a day. Now, if you get into a situation where you need it, say for instance you start coming down with a cold, you get a little tingle in your throat. Okay. What I would recommend, your immune system is already compromised at that point because you're coming down with something. So the thing is to stop eating. We talked about that last week. Right. Because it takes you're going to need the energy to fight off that cold. And, and if you're using that energy to fight off that cold or that infection, you don't want to be redirected into digest food. Okay. So stop eating. You can stay on fluids and start taking. I would say take maybe 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams for vitamin C every hour for the first for the first 6 hours.
For the first 6 hours.
Right. Now,
okay.
if you're taking 1,000 every hour,
right,
and say you have a bowel movement,
right,
and your stool is loose, so you want to cut it back to about 500.
Okay.
But typically speaking, if you have that infection setting in, your immune system is going to be using that vitamin C anyway.
Right.
So I would say taking maybe 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams, probably 1,000 milligrams per hour for the first 6 hours.
Okay.
And then I would also start taking garlic.
Garlic.
You know, I would also probably, if I was getting into that situation, I would probably start taking some oil of oregano, a couple of drops.
Right.
And it's very, very powerful. And then another thing I would also do is I would start taking every 30 minutes. I would start taking maybe an 8-ounce glass of warm water with fresh squeezed lemon, the juice of about half a fresh squeezed lemon, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. Okay. And what we're trying to do with that, in terms of the immune system, is with the lemon, we're trying to alkalize the system. Okay. And so, when your pH is more alkaline than acid, viruses can't survive or thrive in an alkaline environment. It's
a hostile environment for them.
Very hostile. Good. So with that lemon juice, you get it in the water because you're going to always need that fluid, and you also the cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper helps with circulation, but it also helps boost. It has calcium, and also has boost in a smaller term the immune system as well. Wow. Okay. And so that's what I would do if I needed it right away. But like I said, the idea is to keep the immune system frayed up in the first case, and so when everybody's getting sick, and even when, say for instance, you work in a place where people start getting sick, but you're not getting sick, I would recommend that even then, say you're not taking vitamin C, or say you're taking 500 milligrams a day, and you go to work and 3 or 4 people are sick. Right. I would say boost your intake up to maybe 1,000 to 1,500 or even 2,000 a day during that time. Okay. So as to give your immune system some additional backing. Right. Okay. Echinacea. There's herbs. There's echinacea. There's also colloidal silver. Colloidal silver, right. Colloidal silver is one of the best. In fact, colloidal silver up until about the 1940s was actually used in natural medicine as an antibiotic, as was garlic and some of the other things, until the rise of antibiotics, of what we call synthetic antibiotics. Right. But these things, they still work. Just depends on how you use them. The lemon. That's one of the best things I've seen that works for infection. The lemon, the water, and the cayenne pepper. Okay. Also, grapefruit seed extract is another one that I didn't mention. It's grapefruit seed extract. Very powerful. And there are a few other ones, but those are just some of the ones that work and they have a history of working. Okay. And the thing is that in knowing how to take them and what amount to take them, and then another key is consistency. Consistency. Right. But if you do those basic things like getting enough sleep, eating a relatively good diet, getting exercise, sunshine. Right. I left out vitamin D3. D3, very, very powerful. It has very, very powerful antibiotic effects on the system as well. Okay. All right, Dr. Henry, for those listeners and those viewers who want to get more information, how can they find you online? They can find me at phase3ministries.com. That's PHASE, the number 3, ministries.com. You can look me up on Facebook do a search for Nature Doc on Facebook. Nature Doc, okay. Nature Doc, and from there, I'm also on Twitter. It's under, just look under Keith Henry on Twitter. Keith Henry, okay. And also check out. If you're a Christian or if you like Christian music, you can check out Sky Angels Radio. It's an internet radio station. Okay, Sky Angels Radio. Sky Angels Radio, and the music that we play there is actually designed. It's very soothing. So that soothing music actually helps calm, and that also works to boost the immune system because it eases stress. Okay, sounds good. Okay, for all our viewers and listeners, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all these links and I'm going to put them in the description box so that you can click on them and you can find Dr. Henry. Dr. Henry, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, and God bless. Thank you. God bless.